Hello everyone and welcome to the grand final of the Magnus Carlsen Chess Tour. It's Daniil Dubov versus Hikaru Nakamura. A lot of you have already requested this game. This is the first game of their match, and a few words about the tournament. So this is, like I said, the grand final, the end of the Magnus Carlsen Chess Tour, and we have Magnus Carlsen, Ding Liren, Daniil Dubov and Hikaru Nakamura. Daniil Dubov and Magnus Carlsen qualified by winning at least one of the tour events. Okay, Magnus won 3 out of 4, Dubov won 1. But Hikaru and Ding qualified by being, well, the best participants who have not won an event, because Magnus simply won too many events for everyone to win at least one event. And this is, like I said, the first game. The prize fund is $300,000, and it's a bit different now. It's going to last a little longer. So they will be playing 5 sets in the semifinals. Every set is consisted of 4 rapid games, and then for the finals, it's best of 7 sets, and every set again consisted of 4 rapid games. So quite interesting, and it's going to take quite a while to see who emerges victorious in the end. So without further ado, let's check it out. Already an incredible game. Dubov with the white pieces opens with d4. Nakamura goes knight to f6, we have c4, e6, and now knight to c3, inviting Nakamura to go for the Nimzo-Indian defense, which he does. Nakamura says he's ready to fight. We have knight to f3, and now Nakamura just castles. We have bishop to g5, pinning the knight here, and now c5, striking in the center. So this is all well-known territory. Rook to c1 and h6 now, checking if Dubov will capture, maybe go back, maybe go to h4. So here he goes to h4, and only now c captures on d4. We have knight captures and d5, and this is all perfectly fine. Everything has been played before, all standard Nimzo stuff. We have c captures on d5, and now of course you cannot recapture, so first g5, or you could eliminate one of the defenders and then recapture, but Nakamura goes g5 first, bishop to g3, and now it's a very interesting moment because this position has been reached some 20 times in top level play, and every time queen captures on d5 was played, which is fine. You develop the queen to a nice central square, the knight is pinned, so of course the knight cannot capture. But here Nakamura played knight captures on d5, and it is as of move 10 that we have a completely new game. So let's see what happens after knight captures on d5. We have e3 by Dubov, and now queen to a5, a perfectly normal developing move, or is it? Because you are attacking the knight 3 times now, and it seems like white should definitely do something about this, but Dubov says, nope, just bishop to d3. You are more than welcome to capture on c3. And here a lot of possibilities are possible. For example, if you go for knight captures on c3, you attack the queen, b captures and check, the king will move. And now you have won some material here, but the problem is, well, the queen side is completely undeveloped, the rook is still on f8, white is ready to bust open the position with h4, f4, the queen has a very easy entrance to the game, and it's just a very tough position to play for black. It is, in fact, a losing position for black. So here we might see something like bishop captures, e captures, and black might start developing pieces. But now we would see something like rook c5, attacks the queen. Queen has to move, and now bishop d6, and it's just the beautiful bishop pairs here. The rook is coming into the game, queen is coming still to h5, h4 is coming, and it's a very just a very natural game to be playing with white. So here instead, after this bishop to d3 move, we could also go for bishop captures instead of knight captures. This comes with check, so it's a bit more forcing, and if black wants to play a bit more reserved, or let's say knight back to f6, but then white breaks open with f4, and now after captures, it's still a whole lot of pressure black will have to suffer. You can even castle, play rook f3, rook here, go for the king. It's just very easy to play this. One thing you could do after this bishop to d3 is e5, and this is in fact the best thing you can do. You just attack this knight. Point is, if you go for something like bishop captures, then we would see knight captures on c3 first with an attack on the queen, and also exposing the attack onto this bishop. So here after e5 we would see knight b3, and then captures, let's say captures b, and the queen goes back, guarding the e5 pawn, still putting pressure on c3, and then white can just continue developing castles, queen f3, and so on. But this would have been best for black. However, after this bishop to d3 move by Dubov, we have rook to d8 by Nakamura. And again, it does make sense, lining up the rook with the queen here on d1, but there is a problem. And here Dubov just castles. He says, okay, no problem there. you're free to do something. You can either continue developing or start capturing some material. And here Nakamura goes and knight captures on c3. He starts capturing on c3, but now, even though his queen is under attack, Dubov does not recapture. He goes queen to h5. So already starting with a piece sacrifice, and now asking Nakamura, what do you want to do? And it's not easy. For example, if you just go back, let's say knight d5, and you allow queen captures on h6, there is no defense against the bishop to h7. It's just game over. If you try something like f5, then bishop e5 is coming, and that's just it. So here, after queen to h5, we have bishop to f8 by Nakamura, guarding that h6 pawn, but now comes rook captures on c3. And again, what do you play here with black? You have to play something. Your pieces are still pretty much completely undeveloped. Here we have e5, challenging that knight, also blocking the dark square bishop. The queen guards the e5 pawn, but Dubov again says, not a problem, bishop to c4. Just going for that f7 pawn, threatening queen captures on f7 check, king h8, and queen to g8 checkmate. So here Nakamura goes back, queen to c7, guarding the f7 pawn, but now the position is completely lost, so feel free to pause the video here and win the game for Dubov while I give you a couple of seconds. So for those of you who were able to do it, congratulations on deflecting the queen from the defense of the f7 pawn. And for those of you who just want to enjoy the show, it's bishop captures on e5. A lot of other moves win to f4. f4 can win the game easily. You could go bishop back to b3 first, open up a discovery on the queen. So all of this is possible, but bishop captures on e5 is the most forcing and pretty much forces an instant resign, which Nakamura does. So it was in this position on move 17 that Hikaru Nakamura resigned the game, as there is nothing more to be done. Of course, if the bishop is captured, you no longer guard f7, so check and the mate will follow. And if you try something else, let's say after this bishop captures on e5 move, not a lot of moves are possible here. Like, okay, captures is out of the question. You could try something like queen to e7, just getting out of the way, but then you allow queen to g6 because of the pin here. And before this bishop captures on e5, just to mention, this is fine, but it's not anything special, just bishop g7, and now there is a threat of f captures queen. And the f7 pawn is still nicely defended by the queen. So here, after this bishop captures on e5, we might see something like this, but then it's again check. Your only option is to play bishop here, and now it is checkmate, so it is a bit different. And lastly but not leastly, after bishop captures on e5, you might block with the bishop, but now again queen g6 check. Okay, now you do have the f8 square for the king, but then we have queen to g7 check, king e8, queen to g8 check, king to d7, queen captures with check, bishop blocks, and now of course you don't capture the queen, but rather bishop to e6 and a beautiful bishop checkmate. So really amazing stuff, taking down Nakamura in 17 moves in game 1 with the white pieces. Brilliant stuff. We'll see how the match continues, and will Nakamura be able to bounce back and do something in this match. So thank you for suggesting this game. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I do hope you enjoyed it as well. I would like to thank Ayush Singh, a mystery person, Andrew Darcy, Leslie, and Liam Vedmeyer for a contribution to my channel. Thank you a lot, I really appreciate it. As usual, you can check 2 of my previous videos here. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon, continuing the coverage of the grand final, checking up on your wonderful suggestions, and whatever else happens in the chess world. So thank you all, I will see you soon, and have an excellent rest of your day.